Good afternoon.
Has it started?
Yeah, we've started. Good afternoon, it's Richard and Paul here, and it's bank holiday Monday afternoon. Lovely. Yay!
Nice.
Bank holiday. It's the last bank holiday until Christmas. I don't really want to say that word, but yeah, it's true. It's, almost signalling the end of summer in a way.
Well, especially the cold.
Especially the fact that, as you can see, I'm wearing a cardigan and a scarf, and the heating is on because it's cold. And it's also Carnival in London. Notting Hill Carnival. Not that we go to Carnival. Far too many people.
Too many people.
As far as I'm concerned. So we thought we'd do a sort of little bank holiday afternoon chat. Well, not a chat, not a live chat, but just have a little talk about, the future, autumn, plans, garden plans.
The universe.
Things like that, and just say hi. And before we start, I just want to say thank you very much to any new subscribers that have joined recently. I really appreciate it. I think we're up to, we've gone over the 500 mark, let's say that, which is really great.
And also thank you to every subscriber.
Yeah, of course.
Not just the new ones.
Well, no, all subscribers.
Yeah.
And special thanks to new ones who freshly subscribed.
Freshly?
Yeah, they're fresh subscribers.
Fresh
and new. So we're here, we're queer, and we're proud. I didn't mean to say that, it just came out.
But we are here.
We are here, and we've had lunch recently. It's about, I don't know what time it is.
About 2:30?
It's about 2 something. Oh no, it's 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock, and we had lunch about, what, 3/4 of an hour ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we just had lunch.
And it was delicious, because Paul made pumpkin and tomato soup. And, it was like a really thick, creamy tomato soup.
Like canned soup.
Like a cream of tomato soup. It was delicious. And we had it with fresh homemade bread with butter. It was
nice.
Delicious. It was gorgeous. So that was that our first pumpkin?
That's our first pumpkin. It wasn't mature though.
No, it was a uchiki curry, but it wasn't mature,
no.
But it was good. Doesn't matter whether it's fully mature.
It wasn't going to mature.
Oh, so it was a runt.
It had, yeah.
It was a runt.
It wasn't going to mature.
But, we ate it. We ate it, and it was delicious. It was delicious. What was the ratio, Paul, for that recipe? How did you do it?
I think it was about the same quantity of tomatoes.
Well, how big was the pumpkin?
About that big. There's most probably about 750 grams.
And how many tomatoes?
About 750 grams.
So, what did you do? How did you make it?
I just did onions, as you normally do.
What, fried them?
Sauteed the onions, and then added the tomatoes and added the...
Skins on?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, and the pumpkin skin was on as well.
Oh.
And then just cooked it all up for 20 minutes until the pumpkin was soft, and then liquidised it all.
It was delicious. It was really lovely.
It was particularly lovely.
And it was quite quick, really,
Yeah.
So we had that, and then we thought, why not do a little video, just a little bank holiday treat for you all, just to say hi. And we were sort of discussing what the next phase of the allotments is at this time of year.
Getting ready for winter.
Yeah, for the autumn period. And What's next in the plots then, Paul? What have you cleared out? What have you got
Well,
to put in?
the polytunnel's being cleared out. We've got some rockets still in there, so we're going to make pesto with that.
Yes, lovely.
There's 2 cucumbers still growing and 1 tomato still growing, but I'm going to put some kale into the polytunnel for the winter. Also some kale outside, the Cavolo Nero, which will most probably come in the spring. It's getting quite late for it to become a big plant for the winter. And the hispy cabbage we've got, which will go out. But yesterday, when it was chucking down with rain here, torrential rain
all
yesterday,
day virtually,
I was at the allotment putting in modules of multi-sown beetroot and also perpetual spinach, and it was actually chucking down. I was drenched, but being the sort of good gardener that I am, I still got my watering can and watered everything in.
because you've still got to water in. You know, if you put something new in, you've got to get the water right down to the roots as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
People might think you're a little bit crazy, but watering in the rain, but you know, it's maybe not going to penetrate that deeply. Although yesterday
It did, didn't it?
I
Carried
think
on.
it probably did penetrate quite deeply. Okay, that's good.
And then there's quite a few. Our tomatoes are going to be coming out soon in the top plot, in the older plot that we've got.
So they're coming to the end.
They're coming to the end, as are our runner beans, as everyone knows. So they're being left to just keep for seed for next year.
Because there weren't that many.
No. And then we've got our peppers, which are still green,
Yeah.
next door to that. But those beds,
They can be harvested, can't they? Green.
they can be harvested. But I'd love
Green
one.
peppers.
Vivi had one that was yellow. I
She
was
did.
quite envious of that.
Yeah, we were envious of Vivi's yellow pepper.
But we might get some that change colour. But if not, we'll have them green anyway, because he particularly likes green peppers. Anyway.
No, I don't.
I thought you did.
No, I do like green peppers, but my favourite is yellow.
Oh right, okay.
Because
well,
they're
I'll get
sweet.
some paint.
But I quite like the green ones. I mean, you know, they're still good. It's still enjoyable.
Yeah. But anyway, that is going to be our where our runner beans and the peppers were. That will be our bed for our white onions. Not doing any red next year, just going to do white onions. And the tomato bed in the top plot is going to be where our garlic is going to go.
Yeah.
So then we've got various other beds which have got winter brassicas in. We've got parsnips. Our parsnips are obviously still in as well. But where the pumpkins and the beans were and the tomatoes on the lower plot, that will have green manure planted. So that's going to have field beans planted, and those will grow over the winter to break up that soil a bit, because that was our communal plot up to a year ago. So it was just grass and everyone walked across it because it was the main plot as you came into the allotment. So putting in some field beans there is going to break up the soil a bit, add nitrogen as well, and then we'll cut the field beans down, just leave them on the surface in the spring. And there's various other beds that will have green manure in as well. And then there's a couple of beds, I think where the climbing beans are at the moment, the exciting climbing beans that we've got.
The French beans.
The French beans and the butternuts. That is where the hot bin compost is going to go. And then we've got about half a sort of pallet of a pallet compost bin to go out as well. And some of those will have cardboard underneath them, so the compost will go on top of the cardboard, as we're trying to do as much no dig as possible.
Okay, that's good.
And then obviously we'll have broad beans going in October.
But what's coming up for harvest, Paul? Because isn't there cauliflower almost ready?
We've got cauliflower that's almost ready.
Yeah.
I did have a nibble of it this morning. It was quite bitter, so not sure whether that will be good.
Why have you not ruined the cauliflower?
No, I haven't ruined the
Well, the other one was lovely.
The other one was, but this one seemed a bit bitter.
Why is it bitter? What makes them go bitter?
I don't know.
Well, you need to find out.
I do need to find out. So what makes cauliflowers go bitter?
Do you know? Let us know if you do. But of course we can Google it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like everything. It's the
But we've
easiest
got
way.
carrots. We've got lots of carrots to come.
Cabbages.
We've got cabbages. We've got parsnips. We've still got new potatoes in the ground, which I'll dig up in the next week or so and put into a sack.
Lovely.
As some of you may know, our main potatoes came to nothing.
What are you doing any for Christmas? Christmas potatoes?
I'm not going to, because it looks as though there's going to be quite a blight warning next year.
And you did that last time and nothing happened.
They all got blight.
Yeah.
They came up really, really well. But even in the polytunnel, they got blight. So I'm not going to do it. I think if you've got a greenhouse, rather than a polytunnel, and rather than outside, greenhouse, I think is better to do it than anything else. So I'm not going to do them this year.
Okay. So, I mean, sort of just thinking about the summer, and I mean, this year has been particularly difficult. It was difficult spring. It was a difficult summer because
Early
of
autumn,
the heat.
summer.
We've gone into this cold snap now, which is very autumnal. But I do believe the temperatures are going to rise a little bit more in the next few weeks. But I don't think they're going to reach the dizzy heights of, you know, the heat wave.
34 we had, didn't we?
Yeah, I think it's 35 actually in Heathrow, wasn't it? Which is just up the road, as people know. Oh, and by the way, we've had no planes.
No.
For weeks. It's been a miracle. No planes for weeks. But anyway, to go back to lessons learned. Lessons learned. Have you learned any lessons from this year's growing?
Yeah.
Because we're always learning, aren't we, as growers?
Absolutely. Next year my tomato frames are going to be much stronger.
Stronger, yeah.
Last year we grew Gardener's Delight and we grew Moneymaker, and they were really good fruiters. But this year, the ones that we've grown this year, particularly the Marmande, the Amish Paste and the Pink Bulgarian, have been heavy croppers.
Yummy.
And they have been fantastic. But the sheer weight of the crop,
because they're big.
Yeah.
Big plums, you know, the Pink Bulgarian.
Yeah.
Especially. Oh.
But the weight has dragged the frames down. So next year you're going to have to do better frames.
Yeah, better frames.
Than that. And also our pumpkin, the butternut squash, you'll have seen, that we planted later is doing really well, having climbed up the beam frame. And the other pumpkins that we put in earlier, which were stronger plants, have not cropped as well. Partly obviously because of the weather, it being so hot. But next year we're definitely going to put frames up for them to climb up. Because I think the more air that gets in and the more you can get the water to the roots, the better. So we're going to
and also in terms of space as well. You're going up vertically gives a little bit more space, doesn't it? And I think you forget that these are sort of vine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crops, so they climb. They want to go up. They want to sprawl as well sometimes, but going upwards gives you more ground space for underplanting.
And if we had done that, we would have had space to put the peppers into the lower plot, which has got a lot more sun.
Yeah.
So the peppers will be on the lower plot next year when we do them. The other thing that I learned is to be patient, particularly with the celery. Because the celery plants took absolutely ages to get going.
And how are they doing now? I mean, you've not talked about celery.
Because I had no space to put any celery in.
See, they didn't.
So I gave the celery plants away to other people.
Good, at least they weren't wasted.
No, they weren't wasted, but I gave them away to other people.
And have the other people grown them successfully?
Yeah, so I think
so it was just a room issue.
It was a room issue. It was I thought they should go in they took longer to germinate and longer to come to actual plants than I expected.
And we don't, I mean, the growing space that we've got isn't that big, really.
We've got...
it's not that big.
It's 86 square metres.
Yeah.
It's
not that big, honestly, and you run out of space really quickly. How do you sum that up?
Well, I just think it's live and learn.
Being more vertical with certain things.
Yeah.
Allowing more space for underplanting.
Yeah.
And maybe cutting down certain crops.
Cutting down certain crops.
Like tomatoes, we probably could have reduced by a couple of plants.
But if we had, we wouldn't have so much in the freezer.
But if they were stronger...
If they were stronger plants...
And they could go up higher...
Yeah. I think the other thing to remember is look out for what your plants are, because I didn't know the marmande were... I thought they were indeterminate, so they would just climb. Actually, they're semi-bush, so they're semi-determinate, so they don't climb that high.
So it's knowing what you're putting in.
Yeah. Researching
and being careful
what you're
about that.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit more attention to detail.
Yeah.
Based on the learning process.
Yeah.
You know, same old situation with most things in life, isn't it, really?
And remember to label things.
Remember to label things. Good. So anything else you want to say about the plot, Paul?
No, but you're going to be helping me more, aren't you?
Well, I am going to be helping more, and as those of you who tuned into the live show on Friday will know, as of the week of the 3rd of September, I'm going to be part-time, which means I'm only working the first half of the week. So I'm going to be fitting in lots of other things into my life, rather than sitting down at a desk all week, which is what I've done for the past 11 years. Which isn't the healthiest of things to do, to be honest. And, you know, my job can be quite intense and busy and draining. So I'm hoping to see an increase in energy levels. I'm hoping to get out and about more. I'm hoping to do more videos for you. Hopefully some more experimental videos, i.e. comedy and sketches, which I've been threatening to do for a long time, but hopefully I'll have time to actually put those things together and write them, and do some more work down the plot with Paul, get a bit more active, you know, and that's a good excuse to do that. So yeah, and also another thing that we've talked about doing is possibly getting out and about to visit some of you guys down on your plots. So if anybody's interested in us coming to visit you and having a chat over a cup of tea, which we'd love to do, let us know. So yeah, that's another plan that we've got. So yeah, it's an idea, you know, let us know. So that's about it, I think. We just wanted to do a quick catch up and say hi, and
we should do a bread making video.
Well, if you want to do a bread making video, Paul, you can do that. Yeah, I'm sure people would want to see that. More cookery is on the cards as well, because people have asked us about that. I know that a few of you want to know how to make a nut roast from scratch, and that's something that we do at Christmas. For our Christmas meal, which is a very low-key affair. I
also want to make some borlotti into veggie burgers.
Borlotti veggie burgers.
Saw a recipe about that the other day, so we'll give that a go.
So I hope you're enjoying your bank holiday if you're in the UK, and if you are elsewhere in the world, I hope you've had a good day and have a good evening, and I wish everybody a great week, and roll on September.
Last week of August.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Bienvenue.
Bye.
No. Oh, Paul, you've spoiled what I was going to say. I was going to say bienvenue en septembre. À septembre.
Ah.
I'm not sure.
Ah.
On, I can't remember. I'm not going to look it up now. I'm not going to Google it now.
We should ask Mum what that is in Guernsey patois, because it would be different.
So yeah, you know, have a good week, and we will see you on Friday at 6 o'clock as usual for the next live show. Thank you to everybody for subscribing, and happy bank holiday. Bye for now. Bye.